I wish I started that way, but I know it wasn't possible. It wouldn't be possible because we're always looking for that teacher or whatever to help us out, right? And
hey, it's Walter here, and you're at the Think Profit podcast, where we're going to help you develop a rock-solid trading confidence and avoid the potentially endless cycle of system switching. Right, Hugh?
That's right. We're going to help you develop a wealth mindset, develop a trading strategy that fits your core personality, and help you overcome the obstacles that stop over 90% of traders.
All right, Hugh, sounds good. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's do this. All right, Walter, somebody wrote in and they have the age-old question of, my trading sucks. What can I do to improve? Like, this guy's losing for I don't know, 3 months or whatever, lost a big chunk of his account. Where does he go from there?
Okay, first of all, do you have a system? That would be my question, right? Sorry, I jumped the gun there. So if you can't write down the conditions to an entry and the conditions to an exit of a trade, then you don't have a system, and you are flying blind, friend.
I call it the swag system.
Yeah.
Wild ass guess.
Really? Yeah, that's it. And people ask me too, they go, have you ever just look at the charts and take a trade and just kind of go up? And I'm like, nah. No, I have to have it fit into a box that I know, that has made money in the past. So yeah, so do you have a system? Number one. Number two, if you have a system, see if your entry is any good. And the way that you see if your entry is any good is whatever your entry conditions are, the indicators or the pattern or whatever, see where the market goes 3, 5, and 10 candles after your entry. That's a really good way to see if your entry rules on average suggest what's likely to happen, next. Is the market up 3 candles later after a buy signal, 5 candles later, 10 candles later? Okay, if you go through that and your signal is good, then the last thing, and probably the most important thing where the most work would be in the exit. So the easiest way for most traders to make more profit with their strategy is to simply wait for more profit. I know it sounds crazy, but instead of going for those 1-to-1 trades, what if you went for 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 or 5-to-1? Your win rate will typically go down, but the overall profitability usually goes up. And what I mean by that is, if I have a strategy that's 1-to-1 and it has a 59% win rate, if I move that strategy to 2-to-1, maybe I don't have the 59% win rate anymore. Maybe I have a 46% or 43% win rate, but I'm actually now making more money. So every 100 trades, I have 43. Let's say it's 43%. Every 100 trades, I have 43 winners, and those winners make 86 R, and then I lose 57 R. So 86 minus 57 is whatever that is, 29. Is that right? Something like that. So yeah, whatever, something like that. So I make more money than I would have if I had the 1-to-1 where I had a 59%. So that's key for a lot of traders. But you got to first make sure you have a system. First, make sure your signal's good. Then on the back end, use trailing exits, use aggressive targets, split it up, maybe go 2-to-1 and then have an aggressive trailing exit or whatever. But that's usually where you can make the most gains, is on the exit. And everyone focuses on the entry. It's usually not filtering out bad trades or whatever with the entry, it's the exit usually.
Hey there, I hope you're finding this episode useful. I just wanted to let you know that Walter and I give away something valuable every month that helps traders improve their skills. You can enter to win by simply leaving an iTunes review and leaving a comment on our YouTube videos. At the end of each month, we'll look at the comments and reviews from the month, and we'll pick a winner at random. Each comment and each review counts for 1 entry during the month that it's submitted. So if you're interested in that, be sure to enter after this podcast is over. All right, back to the episode. Yeah. I actually test to see how far the price went on each trade. So I call it the max R. So how far I would have gone if you just left it alone and you just left the stop loss there. And sometimes that can give you some good ideas of where to put your next profit target. You can see, okay, 50% of the trades went 3R, 60% went 6R or whatever it is. And you can kind of guess, not guess, but you can kind of use the data to see where you might be able to get more profits out of the trades.
Yeah. And that would work really well, with a fixed exit, right?
Yeah.
You could, you know what I mean? You could say, yeah, so exactly. That's exactly right. I've been working with a trader, a really interesting guy who how he builds strategies. He's very unique because he doesn't really get stuff from other traders. He kind of just looks at the charts and comes up with ideas.
Nice.
And he's like, yeah, I so well, how did you come up with this strategy? He's like, well, I just look at the charts and I look for the big moves, and then I look for what happened before the big moves. And so what I'm trying to do is backwards engineer the big moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. I mean, I think that's something that we all do in the beginning, but then we kind of get down the rabbit hole of like stochastics and, moving averages and all that stuff. We get away from that simple approach, but it works really well for him. And I think that's, something to keep in mind, that you can, just because it's on a website doesn't mean you have to trade that way. Just because you read it in a book or whatever, like in many ways, you're better off just going your own way, using your own approach, because it's going to make sense to you and you're unlikely to throw it away.
Exactly.
It's easier to throw away someone else's idea. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. I wish I started that way, but I know it wasn't possible. It wouldn't be possible because we're always looking for that teacher or whatever to help us out. Right. And for good reason sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, look, people spend a lot of money on universities, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, your whole life you're taught, you've got teachers from when you can start talking, so yeah, it's kind of ingrained in us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Walter.
Yeah.
All information in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not trading or investment advice.